tremendous against Mel, but, you know, they've really locked him up so far tonight. He's had a few opportunities to get to the basket, but most of the time they've had to use him to break the pressure.
And Kevin Geary, the coach in his 4th year of Butler, trying to come out, clean the floor. He's in his Christmas attire here tonight. He's got his sweater on, looking sharp out there.
Pretty impressive. It's just his color scheme is a little bit off for his team.
Whitehead trying to use the baseline. Back up top to Thornsberry. 3 ball falls home. Back to a 12-point game.
Yeah, every big shot is a big shot now for Eastern. They need to hang in there for this half.
Anderson setting up the offense. Picked up by Thornsberry. Through his legs at the elbow. Loses it and taken away by Eastern.
Yeah, that time Anderson tried to do a little too much, I think. A little bit too much dribble.
Into the corner, and Johnson trying to get inside. Draws some contact and an offensive foul. A Bulldog and Anderson fell to the floor. And this is a charging foul back to the Bears.
Well, you know what I like about that, John? Anderson made the mistake on his end of the court, busted his tailback on the defensive end and took a charge. And that's quite impressive. That says a lot about the young man.
Anderson making the start tonight and brings it across here. Picked up by Thornsberry. Gives it over to Terrell, gets inside, and all the way to the left block for the deuce. Up to 30 and a 31-17 lead here before halftime. Butler on top. McFarland. Over to Whitehead. That matchup zone again as Butler going to meet him way out front here with Anderson. Whitehead almost loses it. Gets it to the corner, and Sargent no good. Second chance trying to keep it alive is McFarland. And back to the Bears. They'll slow it up. Last minute 40 of the first half. Here at Eastern. Wilder. Swings her to the corner. Bargelo into the paint. Goes up strong with the left hand and high off the glass. Kisses it in for the 2. Beautiful move right there.
Yeah, used his body to shield the defender and an offhand to finish. Pretty impressive.
Sargent. Over to Thornsberry. In his sophomore year. Gets it back to the senior in Whitehead. And Whitehead downhill. Draws some contact. Will be the second foul here on Butler with 1:02 left in the second quarter. Phil Johnson will check out for Eastern. We've seen both teams go deeper into their bench already through the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Dukes has it up top. Whitehead. And Whitehead picked up tightly and taken away by Jones. Jones loses it, and back to Eastern. A little sloppy right there. And Whitehead turns it over. Looking in the corner for Sargent, and back to Butler.
Well, the quickness and the tenacious defense that they're putting on Whitehead with multiple players tonight is really taking him out of the game. Between the pressing and between the one-on-one, it's been tough on him.
Tonight's game brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Get started with Interstate Batteries. They're outrageously dependable. Last 30 of this first half.
They'll pull it out and look for a last shot.
Bargelo. Anderson has it with 15 left. Gets inside. Into the paint, now swings her to the corner. 3 ball is up and dials it up. What a shot right there. And left alone for Hendrick Bargelo. And a turnover with 1.4 left. A high pass ahead, taken away by Anderson. We got a stoppage here with 1.4 left in this second quarter. But a promising first half, Coach. Up 36-17 for Butler.
Well, I'd say, John, Butler's got to be one of the favorites in that 6th region, just from what I'm seeing right now. I really love their quickness. And this Anderson young man, he can do it all. And he's really affecting this game. He's controlling the tempo himself.
Whitehead before the buzzer, knocks it down. So a little bit of confidence for Eastern heading to the locker room, but a 36-19 lead. As we go to the break on Glide Cod, we'll come back and have the halftime stats and plenty more here from Eastern in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please direct your attention to midcourt, we will begin our jersey presentation ceremony.
You're going to watch that football game
at
tonight?
midcourt is
Notre Dame.
When I get home, yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
My friend,
our first jersey
one of my broadcast partners a couple years ago in baseball, he goes to Indiana, and he does a bunch of their football games. He's actually doing color for this one tonight for student radio.
Oh, cool.
So he'll be up there calling it for the student radio.
UA Local 502 is offering great career opportunities for plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. They're seeking highly skilled and trained workers with or without experience. Incentives include debt-free education, employer-funded benefits, apprenticeship that comes with employment, and high starting wages. If you're ready to accelerate your career or just want a fresh start, UA Local 502 could be for you. Contact them at 502-361-8492. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue. Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up. How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, a tradition of corporate excellence and community service. For more, visit tfcfamily.com.
We welcome you back on Glycott here at halftime. It's a 36-19 lead with Mark Evans, John Baldridge. All the greats have shown up here tonight. Rajon Rondo retiring some numbers here at Eastern, and good first half we've had so far.
Well, the first half so far has been all about Butler. You want to talk stats or?
Yeah, you want to break down some stats as Butler really came out promising in that first half of play.
Yeah, Butler dictated the tempo from the get-go. Their pressure, their full court pressure really gave Eastern a lot of problems. But as far as stats go, we'll start with the Eastern Eagles. They ended up 41% from the field, 9 of 22, 2 of 5 from the three-point line for 60%, and they only got to the line one time, and that's not a good recipe for winning ball games. And looking at the Butler Bears, which totally dictated with their pressure defense, they were 13 of 26 from the field for 50%, 3 of 6 from the three-point line for 50%, and 5 of 6, which we had talked about that earlier. They're a good free throw shooting team for 83%. They only had 7 turnovers, whereas the Bears of Butler, the Eastern Eagles, they had 11 turnovers. And it was more than just turnovers. It was basically Eastern not being able to get into their offense.
Yeah, you mentioned that, the turnover battle, and Kevin Geary really talked about, forcing their pace tonight well, and they've done that correctly, working the ball quickly on the floor, and hasn't really set up Eastern's offense. And I've really been promised by Santana Anderson. He's looked well running this offense for Butler in the first half.
Yeah, he sets the table. A good example of how good he is right at the end of the half. He takes the ball to the basket and he kicks it out for the perfect three. Just a perfect play to end the half. He's sharp beyond his years, no doubt about it. And his pressure defense, he's been able to put so much pressure when he's guarded Whitehead that Whitehead's had a hard time. And I didn't think that could happen based on when I saw Whitehead earlier in the year. But this Butler team is quick with great hands.
For Eastern, how do they try to fight back into this thing tonight?
Well, first of all, they have to do is find a way to attack the pressure defense, the full court pressure, and finish at the rim. Right now, they're not getting anything out of it. As we talked, John, when they do beat the pressure, they pull it back out, and then they stand. They're not getting any picks. They're not getting any screening. They're not really getting any real motion. Basically, a couple passes and force a drive and hope something happens good. And it's really taken Sam Bird out of the game. He didn't play much in the second quarter. I don't know if he's in foul trouble, but I think it was the pace that was affecting him.
Tonight's scoreboard is presented by Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you at 7508 Preston Highway and 502-968-5657, the number to get in contact with Holy Smokes Barbecue. We thank all our sponsors. This holiday affair before Christmas, school's getting out today for the holiday break, and a big lead for Butler at the half, 36-19. We'll come back and get you set for the second here in a moment on Glycott.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area.
.1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
UA Local 502 is offering great career opportunities for plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. They're seeking highly skilled and trained workers with or without experience. Incentives include debt-free education, employer-funded benefits, apprenticeship that comes with employment, and high starting wages. If you're ready to accelerate your career or just want a fresh start, UA Local 502 could be for you. Contact them at 502-361-8492. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
You cannot depend on Carl to make peace with his seatbelt. Or on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup?
Or on Stephanie's perfect parking spot to stay perfect. But you can depend on their car starting because they have Interstate batteries. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Innovation is what allowed us to reach for the stars. And now, to reach for the ignition without changing your oil for what feels like forever. Introducing Oil Guard, a Ferris exclusive. This innovative Vanguard oil system lets you go 5 times longer between oil changes. Along with Ferris's patented suspension system, you'll cut faster, mow longer, and reduce maintenance.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from Glycon.
We all get back to Eastern High School alongside Mark Evans. I'm John Baldridge. A 36-19 Butler lead at the break. About 3 minutes before we get you back to action. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by German American Bank, supporting your community school with the German American Spirit Card. Visit GermanAmericanBank.com for more information. We got a lot more to come. We'll take a break and have the second half coming in a moment on this Friday night here in Louisville at Eastern. Quicker, right?
That was good. You speak well. I'm impressed all the time.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Tech 24, a commercial food service repair company. Find out how you can train for a rewarding career and earn top pay and benefits by visiting mytech24.com.
Back here at Eastern, about a minute before we get you started in this second half. And Coach, we were talking during the timeout, a 36-19 Butler lead. First-year head coach Leon Ellison for this Eastern team. A lot of new bodies, a lot of inexperience, only 3 players back from the roster in last year. How do you try to break through that press, not just in the locker room talking about it, but as you get ready for the practices to come after this ball game?
Well, I mean, it's something you have to work against. he's seen what Butler's done to him, so I'm sure that he'll make it a point to get out and work against a good 2-2-1 zone. But you can only replicate what you can replicate. Butler's awful quick. I don't know if the Eastern has the kind of depth, even in a practice to replicate that. So the best way to learn is learn like they're learning right now, right on the court.
Cash Whitehead has looked well, their leading scorer in the first half, and he gets inside and draws some contact here 10 seconds in. Haven't been a whole lot of fouls in the first half. Pretty well played out there by both teams, pretty clean.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a very well-played game. I thought the officiating was excellent. They rewarded them. They caught a couple charges, and I thought it was well played, well done.
Start of the second, inside they go with Johnson at the right block, goes up strong and lays it in. Raquel Johnson puts it in. And a 15-point Butler lead. Up to 20, now 21 for Eastern.
And Eastern just staying in the man-to-man as they played in the first half. Bird's back in the game.
Anderson to Jones inside. What a beautiful entry for the two.
Well, they're having a hard time of keeping them out of the paint. And when you get in the paint, you draw the defense, no cover down, and an easy dump pass.
Whitehead trying to go inside. And a good play by Butler to get their hands on the basketball, and it stays underneath.
And once again, that was Anderson, and Anderson's quick hands to slap that out of bounds.
Sargent will throw it in. And right in front of that half-court line, saved by Johnson. Johnson inside. Defender on him, goes up strong and misses it. Back the other way, looking ahead for Jones, and a bad pass. Taken away by Bird. Bird trying to get inside and gets it stripped from behind as Adrian Wilder gets his hands on it. And it stays underneath. Wilder, their leading scorer for Butler, coming in averaging about 15 per game, but haven't really said his name a whole lot in that first half.
No, we did. It was a lot of score by committee, a lot of layups because of the pressure and the turnovers.
Into Bird, back up top, three ball from straight on by Whitehead, and gets the shooter's roll. Whitehead makes it a 14-point game. Back the other way, inside with Bargelo, and he lays it in on the left hand.
Yeah, Eastern's going to have to get back in transition. Right now their transition defense is hurting them.
Johnson outside. Whitehead into the paint. Swings to the corner. Back up top, Johnson. Three ball. Rattles around the iron, no good. And back with Butler. A rebound corralled by Jones, and he's fouled. Michael Jones takes it away and took some contact.
Well, John, I don't know about you, but it looks to me as if Eastern's running a little bit better offense these last couple times down the court. A little bit better movement, a little bit better cutting, and a little bit better shot selection, not just a forced drive. But they're going to have to do that to get back in this game.
16-point Butler lead. Trowell has it, trying to get inside, looking for Jones. Jones gets inside of the paint. Going up strong is Bargelo, and he's fouled. Extra pass there to Bargelo. And he'll go to the line.
Yeah, several extra passes. A beautiful drive off the left side and great kick down to the other block. He just lost the handle on it, but still dropped another nice pass off. So far Eastern just can't stay in front of Butler. So it's going to be a long rest of the game if that's the case.
First free throw by Hendrick Bargelo, the junior, no good. It's a Butler team shooting about 50% from the field this year, and they really have got some good shots tonight. Work the ball well inside.
Well, a lot of them after pressing and turnovers and poor transition defense by Eastern. A lot of them are layups.
Whitehead back up top to Johnson. Eastern with the basketball. Bird at the free throw line, double teamed. Gets inside, back to Whitehead, cutting into the hoop, and an offensive foul. Full head of steam and called for the charge.
I think that's the second charge take that Anderson's had for Butler. Once again,
back and forth tonight.
Well, it looks like Eastern's going to join the press. They're going to get into either it's man or they're in a 2-1-2. But I think they have to do something to change this game around. So they're trying something.
We mentioned all night long only 3 players on that roster from last year for Eastern, and without one of them tonight, and Josh Brock. Inside looking to go for Whitehead, and he gets it stuffed at the rim. Taken away by Anderson. Beautiful pass, cutting ahead, and blocked the other way. Wilder gets it blocked, and back to Eastern. And inside the paint goes Sargent, and he's fouled for the Eagles. Couple of good blocks both ways.
Yeah, a little bit out of control that time. He was bailed out by that foul call.
So with 4:55 left here in the third, Eastern trying to fight back into this thing. Had played well defensively through the first 3 minutes, but still a struggle to put ball in the bucket so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you look at both teams' transition defense, Butler's winning that battle also. So it's they're getting back and making things very difficult. And we had another near turnover.
Jones takes it away in the corner. Looking inside, trying to get it to Wilder, and off the foot of Cash Whitehead for Eastern, and stays with Butler.
You just can't get casual. I mean, Butler's so quick. You can't make soft passes and casual passes. You know, Eastern needs to come to the ball some. They're making it a little bit easy on Butler at this point in time.
Jones inside, and he gets it stuffed.
That was a great block by Sam Bird.
Bird 6'5", and the senior making a nice play there.
Very active. He's a warrior.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 4, Anthony Nichols.
Anthony Nichols will check back in as Johnny McFarland exits out for Eastern. Bargelo into the paint. His shot falls. And a 19-point game.
I like Coach Gary runs a lot of nice sets, a lot of nice inbound sets. That was another nice one that worked out for him.
Anthony Nichols trying to get downhill and loses it. Taken away by Bargelo. And they'll set up the offense here with Anderson. Using their time up 19. Anderson lines up a 3. No good. Rebound high in the air, taken away by Bird. Trying to slow it down with that pace, but you got to pick it up if you want to fight back into this thing for Eastern.
Yeah, it's kind of like choose your poison, though, John, because the quicker they go, the bigger the advantage Butler has. So
Nichols picked up by Jones. Everything way outside right now. Bird at the free throw line, working his way on Wilder, gets downhill, right to the right block, and has it for 2.
Yeah, probably like to see a lot more of that. That was just an ISO at the free throw line, and Bird strong took it to the basket and got the easy score.
Anderson looking to go back uphill for Wilder and throws it out of bounds. Back to Eastern. For the first time tonight, really a sloppy possession there for Butler.
Yeah, a little bit unlike Butler at this point in time. Butler's rolling in a lot of players, though. They're really pushing the depth, so sometimes you get a little bit out of sync when you're doing that.
Eastern will throw it in underneath the Butler hoop. And Thornsberry has it. Going baseline, gets inside and left it short of the rim. Back to Anderson.
Yeah, they got tipped as it went up.
Anderson inside, looking to pass it away, and almost to Duday, almost couldn't hang on.
Well, John, at this point in time, the Eagles don't have anybody that can stay in front of Anderson, and he just creates so much by breaking the defenses down. They're back to the 2-2-1 press now.
43-26. 2:40 left here, and a nice steal by Jones. Trying to go coast to coast and lays it in. Michael Jones has the 2 and a 19-point game.
Yeah, I believe the Bears are smelling blood. They're really picked up the pressure.
Butler trying to go on the road, win their second straight, and go to 6-1 on the year. Inside with Whitehead, takes some contact. They're going to count the bucket. And one more to come. Cash Whitehead. He'll have one more at the stripe.
It's a hip check.
Third foul on Butler here in the quarter. 3 on both teams. And Whitehead, a 53% free throw shooter.
Yeah, that's one part of his game I'd like to see him improve on, because he's so quick to the basket and he seems to shoot the ball pretty well from the outside, but you have to make free throws if you're going to have the ball in your hands all the time.
Thought they called an and one. Now the officials meeting, and they're going to give it back to Butler. Whitehead thought it was on the floor. The other two officials thought the same story, but the one underneath the bucket called it in progress.
He caught it good right off the bat as in the and one. So just a little confusion.
So it stays a 45-28 game. Looking to pass ahead, looking for Duday, and take some contact underneath.
Well, John, that's how you break a press. You know, the Eagles went out and tried to press that time, and Butler ran right through it and got a wide open shot. That's what Eagles need to be doing a little bit more of against that 2-2-1.
Abraham Dodier will have 2 shots here. The junior's first is no good. Eastern's won the last 2 matchups. You got to go all the way back to 2013 when Butler defeated Eastern back on January 16th in that 2013 year, 47-43. First is no good. The second falls home.
Well, as I said, though, before, I've been impressed with Coach Ellison. It's just going to take some time here in this program.
46-28 and a bad pass taken away again by Butler.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the teams you play in the matchups will make you look bad, especially early in the year.
Anderson swings at the corner. Carter lines up a 3. No good. Second chance. Beautiful pass for Dudair. And he'll have the deuce and a chance for one more at the stripe. What a rebound by Michael Jones underneath. Got it to Dudair. And a chance to make it a 21-point game. And Butler going to the back half of their bench with a 20-point lead as Anderson will check out with Jones here. Under 2 left in this third quarter. Free throw is no good. So back to Eastern. Trying to build some confidence. They'll swing to the corner. 3 ball no good there by Johnson. And taken away by Butler. Bargelo. Pass the defender looking down low. Left alone, but no good. Time there for Carter. Missed the shot and a foul on the Bears trying to get back.
Yeah, I was just wondering what Butler would look like without Anderson in the game, but that young man that replaced him did a pretty good job with that.
We mentioned only 2 seniors on this Butler team. A lot of juniors, though, and Bargelo with a nice pass there in his junior year.
Yeah.
When I spoke with their coach earlier today, he talked about the leadership, and he mentions those juniors being leaders, a lot of them on this Butler roster. Inside, trying to get downhill and taking some contact, but an offensive foul. Ashton Foreman trying to lower the shoulder, and a charging foul called.
But John, I'm really, really impressed with this Butler's team. I mean, you just don't see charge takes like you used to, and they completely have changed the game by taking charges, and they've taken the aggressiveness away from the Eagles.
Inside, the shot doesn't fall, and back to Eastern. Foreman gets into the paint with the left hand, no good, and taken away again by the Bears. They'll slow it up with 40 seconds left. Trying to go inside and gets down to the block. Carved his way into the paint was Jeremiah Marshall, and the freshman will go to the line.
Wow.
Marshall looking strong here early into this season. And Coach, I'll ask you, you coached this game a long time. What is the biggest adjustment for a 8th grader coming in, seeing time in a varsity game as a freshman?
Strength and lack of experience. You know, the more games you play, the more you get under your belt, the more you learn. But the biggest part of it is speed of the game and strength for the young ones.
Marshall makes the first, and one more for the righty to come. And the free throw is no good, off the back of the iron. So a 21-point game, and their leading scorer, Whitehead, will bring it across. Looking to get it underneath. A bad pass to Foreman, but staying with it and keeping it alive, and it falls for 2.
Yeah,
Duke's there to clean it up. Marshall inside again, goes all the way to the rack and lays it in. Jeremiah Marshall.
Well, you know, Eastern's in a really bad spot. They're trying to full court man press against a team that loves the press.
In the third, Thornsberry lines up a 3. He's got it right before the buzzer. Thornsberry builds some confidence to the 4 for Eastern. But Butler rolling 51-33. We'll take a timeout, have the 4th next here on GlideCat.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from GlideCon.
A dominating first 3 quarters by the Butler Bears here tonight as we go to the 4th with Mark Evans. I'm John Baldridge. A 51-33 Butler lead on the road. And for all the latest updates on all things high school athletics, including continuous score updates, visit GlideCat.com. We really enjoy what we do, and we appreciate your support. After 24 minutes, it's been all Butler here so far. And Coach, what has really stand out to you so far tonight?
The quickness of the Butler Bears. They're extremely quick. Their active hands and their desire to play defense and take charges. It's completely taken the Eagles out of the game. When they do attack the basket, they're charging. You know, there's been several charge calls. That takes their aggressiveness away from them, and you can really tell. It's been a dominant performance by the Bears of Butler, no doubt about it.
When you run a pace like they do, how important is those off-season workouts to get your team in shape to run down the floor as quickly as we've seen Butler do tonight?
Well, I'm sure they both have probably pretty good workout schedules that they do. It's kind of a different world, though, John, anymore. A lot of these kids are playing AAU, and they're playing for their other teams and things like that. So they might not see their high school coaches until the season really begins. And then that's when it all starts. Starts in the weight room, starts on the track, and they just go from there.
Johnson, a nice move.
But if you're going to play
underneath.
up and down and run, you better play that way and practice that way.
Well, cool. Johnson there, a nice move. And the first 2 to Butler here in the 4th. Inside with the Bears and drawing some contact underneath. And Butler will go to the line. Jayon Hansberry, the junior, will shoot 2. And they've really got downhill and attacked the rim here tonight so far.
Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to see their practices. And what you and I can both see is they have a deep bench. And they have a lot of people that can get up and down the court and run. And I think their practices teaches them to play fast.
Hansberry, a 52% free throw shooter. And as junior, we mentioned a junior-driven team for Kevin Geary in his 4th year as the head coach for Butler. Goes 1 for 2. It's a 52-35 game. That press on by the Bears. And Johnson using the baseline, gets inside. His shot rattles around the rim. Swirled the iron, no good. Carter swings the corner. Marshall a 3, and Jeremiah Marshall lined it up.
Yeah, very unselfish. Drive and kick corners. You see that a lot in today's basketball.
20-point game. And a steal taken away at the timeline. Bargelo hammers it home. Slam dunk and a 22-point game. Whitehead gets inside, gets down to the block, missed the shot, and taken away. Carter seeing action here in this second half, the freshman. Gets it to Bargelo, looking down low, and a ball almost taken away by the Eagles. Butler keeps it alive, and a beautiful scoop pass across the lane for Hansberry, and he'll go back to the strike. Raquel Johnson almost took it away there, but called for the foul after losing it. And now Hansberry will shoot 2 here at the stripe. Hansberry, a 52% free throw shooter. Trying to tack some more points on. And makes the first. Eastern comes in averaging about 67 points per game, but really have been kept in check offensively. Unable to break that press here tonight.
Well, I mean, their half-court and full-court defense of Butler have just completely taken Eastern out of everything. And so, you know, they're probably lucky to have what they have at this point in time. So I don't think we're going to hit that 60s number tonight.
Butler averaging 74 per game. And 2 for 2 there.
And I can see why.
59-35. 6:15 to go. Up ahead and laid in. Ashton Foreman puts it in for the deuce. Hansberry gonna slow up the offense. Back half of the bench here with a big lead. And some playing time for these underclassmen for Kevin Geary. And a foul out front as Jones takes some contact. If you're Kevin Geary, anything you want to work on, anything that really caught your eye that you like to fix here tonight, or been pretty clean offensively so far?
You talking Butler or you talking Eastern?
Butler, anything you think you would want to work on to correct after a dominating win here?
Well, I think you can always work some inside game action, especially sets and things at this point in time in the game is a good thing to do. You know, other than that, I mean, the tempo and everything has created easy shots for them, and I love their tempo. I love their defense. Offensively, I like their movement. But anytime a team can break and beat you off the dribble and get in the paint, they're hard to deal with, and that's what Butler does well.
Beautiful cut by Terrell after a nice steal and a nice play defensively again by Butler. And they'll go back to the line for 2 shots. Trying to put 60 on the board tonight. As Foreman picks up some contact in his second foul. And Terrell's first is no good.
Checking in for the Bears, number 24, Adrian Wilder.
Wilder will come back in. Has one more to come at the stripe. Crowd has stayed in here tonight. Battle the cold weather temperatures outside here right before Christmas.
It's wintertime, John. It's supposed to be cold in Kentucky.
1 for 2 there. Eastern some struggle again to get it across. And they'll do so and look inside. Driving in, taking some contact and putting it in is Christian Dukes. The sophomore will have one more.
Good strong take. Used his body well, finished strong, and going to be rewarded with the N1.
Dukes making the shot and a chance for one more. Playing in his third game this year. And the shot is no good. So it stays a 60-39 game. Under 5 we go here in the fourth. And Anderson takes some contact way out front.
Yeah, trying to match up and play full court man, and all Butler's doing is clearing out for Anderson and letting him take it by himself. And I don't think there's anybody that can stop him on the court. He's so quick.
So 5 fouls now here on Eastern, and we'll put Butler on the line for 2 shots. First by Anderson, the lefty, is no good. Coach, any Christmas plans for you coming up over the holiday break?
Well, we do a little bit during Christmas. I used to always be on the road because I was coaching, so we were in a Christmas tournament in Lexington, or we were in Naples after Christmas. But this year we're actually hosting about a 40-person party at my house on Sunday. Start off with, then it's just rest of stuff. We don't go out of town or anything.
You're starting it early though, on Sunday for a holiday, on Christmas next Wednesday. Anderson sets it up top.
Well, a lot of my past players and good friends all come to that particular party, so it's always good to see everyone.
Anderson in the corner. Get to the Hansberry, a 3-ball from straight on, no good. Thornsberry trying to take it away, but kept it alive. Inside goes Jayon Hansberry again, and able to stay with his miss, and we'll go to the line for 2.
Hansberry's lightning quick. He got to that ball on that miss. Followed his shot unbelievably well.
Lightning in a bottle there for Jayon Hansberry.
Oh, yeah.
2 upcoming here with 4:27 left. I know you coaching the girls game for a long time. You have a lot of players with that Louisville volleyball team that's going to the national championship on Sunday. You're going to be going down for that one. It's been a really good year for them.
Well, I was there last night, of course, to see that big win. I know Anna DeBeer very well. She competed against us from Assumption, and a great player and just a warrior. And then the last player that was involved when I was still the athletic director is Elena Scott. So, I know Elena real well, know her family. I know the volleyball community well. It was a lot of fun seeing last night happen. But
Hansberry will check out. Really good game for him, for Butler. Inside they go. And working his way in is Dukes, and has the deuce. 63-41. Into the corner. 3-ball blocked. Dukes got his hands on it. And back to Eastern. Trying to build some confidence late into this ball game. 3-ball in the corner, no good by Foreman. And a flex out of play. Back to the Bears.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in from the concession stand. $1 hot dogs while they last. $1 hot dogs if you're hungry.
Crowd hanging out. A triple hitter here tonight. Started with the freshman game, then the JV game, and now here in this varsity action. Look inside again to Jones. Swings the corner. 3-ball, no good, but right there to stay with it. And Gowan gets it taken out of his hands. Into the corner, looking to get it down low for Dukes. Off of his hands, but able to keep it and put it in his brim. And a timeout used. We'll take a quick timeout also. A 20-point Butler lead. Under 3:30 left here in the fourth on Glide Cap.
Trying to think of this talk. You what? Trying to think of stuff to talk. You're doing well.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Tech 24, a commercial food service repair company. Find out how you can train for a rewarding career and earn top pay and benefits by visiting mytech24.com.
A 20-point Butler lead with 3:30 left, and we saw a lot of turnovers by Eastern in the second half, Coach. And it goes back to the first half. You think they've corrected anything or stayed about the same in that Butler press has really worked well tonight?
Well, Butler's press has really worked well tonight, but I do think they've handled it a little bit better, and they've got some better shots at the tail end of the press when they do.
Trowell lays it in high off the glass. Got right inside and back to a 22-point game. Johnson has it. Foreman looking inside for Dukes, who's came alive in this fourth quarter. Lose it, back to Foreman though. 3 defenders on him. What a nice move. Got underneath and laid it in.
A nice reverse move. Use a rim to protect.
Back half of the bench for Kevin Geary and this Butler squad here on the road. And Foreman takes it away, stripped it out of the hands, and goes coast to coast. Ashton Foreman having a nice fourth quarter. Trowell, 3 defenders on him. Gets over to Wilder, looking back inside, and a bad pass for Drake, taken away by Foreman. And he'll go coast to coast once again. 65-49. And Marshall trying to go past 3 defenders around his back and fouled out front. Getting a little sloppy with the basketball here late, and I know Coach Geary won't be happy about that.
Well, they're playing a lot of individuals out there at this point in time, and so that makes it a little bit disorganized, especially this early in the year. So, and the pace is still wild. Neither team is, Eastern's definitely not giving up.
Bianco Trowell will have 2 at the line here. Stay with us on the post-game show. We'll break this one down and get you the upcoming schedules for both teams and sign off on this Friday night from Eastern. First by Trowell, no good. I mentioned both teams coming in off wins. And Butler has played well from the first quarter on and has led mostly throughout this ball game. 2:04 left, one more for Trowell, and the righty's free throw, no good. Rebound back to the Eagles. Johnson looking inside, cutting the hoop is Dukes. His shot no good. Got underneath into the paint, and a foul called on Eastern after the miss. Nice pass there by Johnson to find the cutting Dukes, but just couldn't make the layup.
Nice basket cut, did everything right, just didn't finish, and that's kind of been the story of the night.
Jeremiah Goa will shoot 2 here, the sophomore. 80% free throw shooter on the year.
Been a lot of free throws this second half by Butler.
Shot no good. Give you the stats in the post-game show and wrap it up. After a Butler dominating performance here on the road, trying to go to 6-1 on the season. And the first, no good. The second, Knights the net. And a timeout used by Coach Kevin Geary. We'll take a quick break with 1:50 left. A 66-49 Butler lead here on Glycat.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham, always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from Glycon.
1:50 left, a 66-49 ball game as Butler on top, and Eastern will bring it up the length of the floor. Trying to finish strong here today. Johnson into the paint, swings to the corner. 3 ball, no good there. And a second chance underneath, staying with it and drawing some contact. And Eastern will go to the line. if you're Leon Ellison, what do you work on this week as you get ready for your next game?
Well, I think the most important thing is it's a process, and I think he mentioned that in the interview with you. You just got to pick up the pieces. I mean, he ran into a very, very difficult matchup. He was minus one of his better guards. Not that that would have made the end-all be-all difference, but it does make a difference. You know, you need as much experience on the court when you're playing against that kind of pressure that Butler brought.
Adrian Wilder will check out for Butler, and one more to come from the line. And it goes home. So up to 50 points for Eastern, 66-50. And they'll get ahead, looking to the corner, and a bad pass by the Bears. And back to Eastern. Starting to see some of those freshmen get into the ball game, and both teams going to the back half of their bench here late in the stages of this game.
Well, Coach Gary did a nice job of getting out of the press and playing his players and playing his bench. Very class.
To the corner, 3-ball by Foreman. Rattles home. Got the shooter's roll.
I like Foreman. He's a hustler. He gets all over the court.
And a timeout used by Leon Ellison. And with 1:13 left, it's a 13-point game as Eastern's able to fight back into this thing. We'll take a timeout and have the conclusion in a moment here on GlideCat.
Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit operationparent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from GlideCon.
1:13 to go, a 66-53 Butler lead on the road with Mark Evans, John Baldridge, Jeff Cooper, and all our crew. We thank you very much for being with us wherever you may be tonight. And Butler trying to go to 6-1 on the year, have led mostly throughout and since the first quarter. And they'll throw it in and bring the length of the floor. And a lob pass trying to get it in, back half of the bench for both teams. And Eastern fouls Butler, and they'll send him back to the line.
Well, Coach Ellison is coaching for the next game without a doubt. You know, he opened up, came right out in the press, still fighting, and that's how you get better. You know, play these teams and you just work on things.
So 2 up coming here at the stripe. And the first rattles around the rim, no good. So 1 more to come at the line. And the free throw doesn't fall as well. So 0 for 2 there. And it stays a 13-point game. Johnson into the corner. Foreman swings it across left side of the floor. 3-ball is up, no good there by Brim. And taken away by the Bears. They'll bring it across and slow it up. 50 seconds to go. 3-ball, no good. Trying to stay with it is Justin Green on the weak side, and it flex out of play.
I don't think Coach Gary really liked that shot a whole lot that time.
Butler will get ready for Collins at Henry County next Friday in a tournament. And Eastern will take on Connor next Friday, also in a tournament. We'll come back and get you set for those games to come, break down the stats and all that on the post-game show. 66-53. And a one-sided affair tonight. 3-ball is up by Foreman, no good, and taken away by Butler. We'll see if they can run it out, and they'll try to, but pass ahead. Taken away once again by Brim. Johnson. Foreman trying to get inside. Looks underneath, and no good for Brim. Taken away by Foreman. 3 defenders on him. And he's fouled. Ashton Foreman will go to the line. So Eastern staying in there, Coach. Fighting the last second here today.
Well, yeah, there's been no give up, no quit. Coach is still working his tail off up and down the sidelines, and that's what it takes. The kids have to know that the coach believes in them, is coaching every second, and coach needs to have kids that play hard, and they have both.
One more to come for Foreman. In goes 1 for 2, but gets his own rebound. Johnson, 5 left here in the ball game. 3 ball going up strong and fouled is Evan Hillrich. And he'll shoot 3 with 3 seconds left. Trying to make it a less than a 10-point game here tonight.
Yeah.
First is up and good. Hildrich, 1 point on the year. Doesn't have a free throw percentage yet this season, and
well, he does
goes
now.
2 for 2. So 1 more to come for the sophomore. And this third doesn't fall home. Rebound to Butler. 1 second left, and they will win the ball game here this evening by a final count of 66-55. A late fight by Eastern, but really a one-sided affair as Butler comes home victorious on the road. We'll come back, have the post-game show, and plenty more. Butler, winners on this Friday night on Glycat.
UA Local 502 is offering great career opportunities for plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. They're seeking highly skilled and trained workers with or without experience. Incentives include debt-free education, employer-funded benefits, apprenticeship that comes with employment, and high starting wages. If you're ready to accelerate your career or just want a fresh start, UA Local 502 could be for you. Contact them at 502-361-8492. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Check it. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, come on!
Need a better battery? Get an Interstate battery. Outrageously dependable.
Should have had an Interstate.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville. Blunt Dental Group is a high-quality, family-owned dental practice. We are committed to educating our patients, as well as investing in the latest technology to provide more efficient dental care. Our team of licensed dentists and hygienists includes 2010 Male High graduate Tyler Blunt, located in the heart of Linden at 8013 New LaGrange Road, Suite 6. For an appointment, call 502-425-7068 or go online at bluntdentalgroup.com. Blunt Dental Group, straightforward smiles.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by the Army National Guard. Protect what matters most to you. Visit your nearest National Guard recruiter or nationalguard.com.
A 66-56 final night as Butler goes to 6-1 on the season. Back with Mark Evans, I'm John Baldridge at our broadcast table here at Eastern. And Coach, right from the jump tonight, Butler came out strong, worked their press, set up the offense they want, really led by Santana Anderson, the junior guard, rolled that offense in that point guard position and got everybody else involved and picked up a victory.
Well, I think Coach Ellison did his homework, because I think in your interview, you talked to him at the beginning of the game, the Eastern's coach, he was really concerned about the speed and the guard play of the Butler Bears, and it came to fruition without a doubt. He knows his team. He evidently did his film work and did his scouting, and now he'll have to go back to the practice court and work against pressure.
For Butler, everything really worked well. I thought they got the ball inside the way they wanted. We mentioned Anderson's name a bunch, but I felt there were a lot of other pieces involved. There was not one guy they were led on tonight.
No, I was extremely impressed with the way they shared the basketball. Their team defense was excellent. They had hands on everything. They helped each other well. They took charges. They covered down on weak sides. They just made it extremely difficult for Eastern to get into anything tonight. And as I talked about Whitehead being such a good player, he is a good player, but I think that, it's win by committee, and the Bears were just too quick and too active tonight for Eastern to be in the game.
For Butler, they pick up their first win over Eastern since the 2013 season. The team's only met 2 times since 2013, where Eastern won both of those. And overall, in this series, Butler picks up their 6th win in 17 tries. We'll come back, look at our players of the game, and continue on to the post-game show. This is Glycat basketball here from Eastern as Butler wins it 66-56.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
UA Local 502 is offering great career opportunities for plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. They're seeking highly skilled and trained workers with or without experience. Incentives include debt-free education, employer-funded benefits, apprenticeship that comes with employment, and high starting wages. If you're ready to accelerate your career or just want a fresh start, UA Local 502 could be for you. Contact them at 502-361-8492. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Blunt Dental Group is a high-quality, family-owned dental practice. We are committed to educating our patients, as well as investing in the latest technology to provide more efficient dental care. Our team of licensed dentists and hygienists includes 2010 male high graduate Tyler Blunt, located in the heart of Linden at 8013 New LaGrange Road, Suite 6. For an appointment, call 502-425-7068 or go online at bluntdentalgroup.com. Blunt Dental Group, straightforward smiles.
Blind Direct, not just blinds. Blind Direct, not just blinds.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
A final tonight from Eastern High School as Butler wins at 66-56. Back with Mark Evans on the postgame show. And Mark, we mentioned Butler, a strong performance under their head coach Kevin Geary came out, really shot the ball well, worked the ball well inside, found good shots, worked their press, and it was led by Santana Anderson and the rest of their bunch. But for this Eastern group, mentioned their first-year head coach in Leon Ellison. Where do they go from here besides trying to put wins together? How do they do that here the rest of the stretch?
Well, I think what did he say? They played several games in 8 games in 10 days or something like that, John. That's tough. You're not on the practice court if you're playing all those games. And some of the things that we saw tonight, he just needs to get back on the practice court and be able to work on the skills and basics and things such as that. And then, of course, everybody else is going to watch this game before they play Eastern again. So I'm sure he's going to be working against a 2-2-1 press, because if not, everybody's going to expose him, and I'm sure he knows that.
As a coach and being around the game in a long time, coaching on the girls' side, is it harder to work on your offense as a first-year head coach, trying to set the offense, run that correctly? Or do you think the defense is where you spend most of your time at practices trying to build that together?
Well, it's one of those deals where defense is hard.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be a great team, you're going to have to play great defense. It's a lot of work. It's rough. You get hurt. It's just tough. And so, you have to have the defense in order to have the offense. A lot of times your defense creates your offense, as you saw Butler tonight. You're talking about how well they shot. Well, yeah, they shot a lot of layups because they basically either got turnovers or got the ball in the open court, and the Eagles couldn't get in front of them, so they went right to the basket and kicked the ball down for easy layups or easy shots. So, to answer your question, I think defense is more difficult to practice. It's kind of fun to go out and stand around and shoot the ball and run through offensive sets. But when it's all said and done, you got to be great at both of them if you're going to be a great team. And it takes a lot of work, and you have to be great at your other things also.
Coach, you got some final numbers to give to us from the final stats category tonight, presented by a German-American bank, supporting your community with a German-American Spirit Card. Visit GermanAmericanBank.com for more information. Coach, what's those final numbers you want to pass along?
Once again, John, they're unofficial. I'm working pretty quick over here as the game is going on. But I'll start with the Eastern Eagles tonight. They shot 45% from the field, which is not terrible by any stretch. They just didn't get enough shots, too many turnovers. They were 6 of 15 from the three, and all their shots were challenged. They did a nice job of driving and trying to kick out for the corners for the threes, but to be honest, they didn't get enough of them, and enough of them just didn't go down. Then we got to the line a few times tonight. They were 40% from the line, and they ended up with at least 17 turnovers. And I say at least, I might have missed a few. For the victors, for the Butler Bears, they had a little bit brighter situation for them. They were 20 of 40 from the field, the best I have at 50%. 2 of 7. They really didn't shoot a lot of threes for 28%, and they only shot 48%. They were 11 of 23, I think, from the free throw line, and that's something we talked about. For this Butler team to go on and win regionals and roll, they're going to have to work on that side of the ball. They have to work on their free throws.
Yeah, the turnovers were a story tonight for Eastern, not getting the ball off the floor and really struggling to set their offense. Tonight's final stats, again, are brought to you by German American Bank, supporting your community school with the German American check card. Visit GermanAmericanBank.com for more info. We'll come back, give the players of the game, and wrap it up from Eastern. Final score 66-56. Butler victorious.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Line Direct, not just blinds. Line Direct, not just blinds.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit OperationParent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night from Glycon.
Back here on the post-game show for the final segment today, as we look at tonight's most outstanding players, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton. Like a good neighbor, as I always say, State Farm is always there. 66-56, the final. Butler wins it. And, Coach, who really stood out to you first for Butler coming in and picking up the win here on the road tonight?
Well, for Butler, I think you and I both agreed. I mean, he was a straw that stirred it all, and that's Santana Anderson. He just a tremendous quickness, He can get to the rim anytime he wants. He draws the defenses, kicks it, he draws it, he dumps it. He does it all. But what I was so impressed with him is his on-ball defense was spectacular. I just thought he was a pain, and I think he took 2 or 3 charges in that game, and that's not done much anymore. So he's just a hard, tough, great player in my opinion for a high school kid.
Butler goes to 6-1. They win their second straight. Eastern drops to 7-4. We mentioned without Josh Brock, one of the 3 players back from last year, did not play tonight. But they came out and had a strong second half, especially a strong fourth quarter. And, I really thought Cash Whitehead played strong the whole 4 quarters here tonight.
Yeah, Cash is a very good player. I didn't see him on the team last year when I watched him, but one of my pleasant surprises is when I did the Mill game at the beginning of the year, Cash really did stand out. Now, the quickness that he was against tonight really did make it tough on him, but he never stops, he never quits, and he always fights, and he's a true talent.
Yeah, I feel like Butler has a lot of promise. Where does Eastern need to get better as they continue on with this season?
Time will tell in players. Coach has got a big job. He happens to be in the 7th region, which is an unbelievable powerhouse this year. Most of the time it is, but this year in particular, there's just so many great teams that they'll have to see. It will be difficult. It's going to be a difficult time for them, but I like the coaches. I like everything about that coach, and I think in time he'll get them there.
Both teams will get off for Christmas, be back in action in tournaments next Friday. Butler at Collins, and they'll play Collins at Henry County, and Eastern will play against Connor. Coach, it's been a pleasure working with you tonight, and we thank you very much for spending some time with me and calling this fun action here.
Well, I enjoyed it. It's been a while. I was glad to see you when I walked in tonight.
A look at the upcoming schedule presented by Operations Parent. They're equipping and empowering parents with tools needed to face the issues challenging today's youth. To learn more about their services, visit operationsparent.org. Coach, I don't have the schedule of games coming for Glycad with me right now, but where will you be next if you can look ahead to some games coming up for you in the near future?
Well, I know I have quite a few. Chris is taking care of me and giving me some excellent games this year. I do believe my next game will be the 3rd. And let's see.
It's going to be a fun time coming off a game on January 10th, and a lot of fun basketball through the football, through the basketball season on Glycad. And we thank all our partners, all our people who listen in and spend time with us every day, every weekend to watch these young student athletes play the sports and play basketball and play football. And we thank everyone for being with us again tonight. Mark, that's going to sign us off for all your hard work. Jeff Cooper here with us. Even Chris Labar hanging out with us tonight, the president of the company. I'm John Baldard signing off one more time. The final score 66-56 as Butler is victorious here on Glycad.
Thank you.
From Glycad, this has been UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502, they do it right the first time. Tonight's game was brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. The Army National Guard, where the next greatest generation is now. German American Bank, building our community together. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. IBEW Local 369, power up your potential. Blunt Dental Group, straightforward smiles. State Farm Insurance Agent Mike Shelton, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Holy Smokes Barbecue.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.